Say it in common. Say it in common.
Ready? Yeah. All right. You're listening to Say It in Common, where we talk about it all, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I'm AJ Cannon.
Seth Temple.
Tyrel Merle.
And this episode is brought to you by none other than Tiger Skull RPG.
Tiger Skull RPG.
3D print and play miniatures released every month. Hop on the train. TigerSkullRPG.com and Patreon.com/Tiger Skull RPG. Beautiful stuff.
Episode 9 and 10. We're splitting the two episodes, right?
Yes.
Because we played for a long time and didn't even realize it.
Yeah, we played for nearly 4 hours.
Had a new player.
Old Darren. Didn't seem like a new player.
Did not.
No.
Very impressive.
For a first-time player, I will say he did very, very well.
It was
and very creative.
Yeah.
Hey, I tried to text him like all week long about what kind of character he's wanting, because I was kind of worried he's going to flake out on me. Didn't know if he would or not, but kind of just like trying to help him figure out what kind of character to make.
Yeah.
And he texts me that he wants to make a leprechaun. I will pull up his text message because I never delete any text messages.
The funny thing was we had him on the last Say It in Common, and we didn't even. I wasn't thinking about it.
Weren't even talking about.
Yeah, we weren't talking.
A known
I'm
person.
Darren Waltz. What? Who's that?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden here.
He's already played, but he was. Yeah.
One thing, everybody was talking. I mean, everybody was constantly talking. We had so many people there.
It was too many.
I think we decided not to have that many people.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that again.
That probably isn't a good idea.
Four is about max. We can just rotate people in.
Now he like ever since he started playing, he sends me TikToks of Dungeons and Dragons.
There's a lot of stuff on TikTok, Dungeons and Dragons.
Cynthia posted a video of just her doing like a makeup thing, and she has 1,000 likes in one day. Like, we need to.
That is crazy. Well, yeah. Well, see, my other friend Cameron, not Cameron from the podcast, other friend Cameron, asked me. He said, "Do you have TikTok?" Because he sends me TikToks all the time, just as links. And I watch him. He asked if I had TikTok. I said no. He said, "Do you have one for your band?" I said no. He said, "Do you have one for your podcast?" I said no. He said, "Is there D&D stuff on TikTok?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, then why aren't y'all on there?" It's like, man, I just don't really know how to operate. He said, "Man, you can." He said, "Random people get big hits a lot."
I've been trying to think of what I could post. Like, I thought maybe doing like a bard joke thing, just like telling corny bardy jokes.
Yeah. Well, that can be your thing. Start a commoner's TikTok and you run it.
I've tried talking to Cynthia about it, and she is not impressed with the idea at all.
Why?
I don't know. Okay, but this is what the text that he sent me before he comes and plays, the day before. How about this? A leprechaun, magic, weakness, and strength is gold. Must have gold to have its magic, and it's a professional thief. And will purchase except to steal. He steals instead of purchasing. He sends things with Siri, I don't know. Can have invisibility and a master of illusions, meaning it can alter reality and cause pain and suffering without an actual infliction of an object. I was like, well, some of that I can definitely do.
Yeah.
But when he got there, I was like, thief, easy enough, and showed him the different kind of thieves. We went through it, and he decided, surprisingly, to do arcane trickster. Any new player,
he wanted to be pretty tricky.
Yeah. Like. Just any new player who wants to do magic, like magic's hard to get into in D&D.
I agree.
Definitely, if he's wanting to do invisibility, that's one of the sneaky classes with invisibility.
Invisible Mage Hand is unbelievable.
The only thing is he probably won't get invisibility until way late, though.
Yeah, what level spell is it?
It's 4th level, and that's like the highest level you can get as a arcane trickster.
Is just a half caster.
Yeah.
But I talked he finally got to the place. I think we were doing a Say It in Common then, so he had to just sit and listen to us talk for a while. And then after that, we were waiting on more people to arrive for the game. So I took him outside and just started telling him about the area of the Bernheim Forest. And he's like, well, I want to be I want to be kicked out of a location. I was like, all right, you can be kicked out of the Glistening Thicket. That doesn't even exist anymore. And he's like, well, I also want revenge for something. I was like, well, that's just perfect because everyone in the Glistening Thicket was just killed. And so he's like, yeah, he grabbed onto that real awesome. And he just created a whole backstory for himself after just a few minutes. And then we got to play. And
Creative player.
I'm wrong. Invisibility is second level, so you can get that actually
Oh, I was
fairly
thinking it
early.
was third. I was surprised it was fourth. But so he can get it when though?
Probably level
5 or 6.
Something like that, either 6, 7, 8, something like that. Probably somewhere in there.
Yeah, because for our 1v1 battles, mine's a trickster rogue, and we're level 5, and I think I can only have level 1 spells.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
The thing I don't like about the Arcane Trickster and the Eldritch Knight, both of those are restricted to Eldritch Knight is Evocation and Abjuration, and then Arcane Trickster is Illusion and Enchantment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do get to pick from like wizard spells.
Yeah, well, like I'm just saying, like you have to pick out of those
They're
types.
not like damage ones though. They're just kind of concealing.
Yeah.
Well, the cantrips are still good though. I mean, you can still get.
An invisible mage hand is amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, nobody can even see.
It's my favorite class. I mean, as far as
I'm not
fun
impressed
to
with
play.
Arcane Trickster. Like all the spells are really just like storytelling spells. They're not very powerful.
Invisibility's nice until you get to a high level where everything has true sight, and then you're screwed.
And you don't have a lot of spell slots, so it's fun to just, I don't know, it's another option.
Yeah.
I like it because it's just fun to play as one.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily giving you a big advantage on anything. It's just fun.
I love the idea of like the assassin subclass, but
It's too hard to get the assassination.
yeah,
Yeah, well, when we were making our, well, actually, you say that. Remember the, that one shot I ran y'all through with the Italian thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, you remember how many encounters there are, but with like large groups of low
Yeah.
CR stuff. When I ran my family through that, my aunt was a rogue with a bow, and she assassinated everything. She was wrecking house. Like that, when y'all went out to that shipyard where there was all those dudes, she was killing everything because she had sneak attack on like everything, and she rolled high initiative.
I think you can only assassinate once per encounter though.
Yeah,
Because
you
it's the first
have
round.
to. Yeah, it's on something that hasn't had its turn yet,
Right.
and yeah, she was going crazy.
But I plan on Darren meeting y'all for the first time when you picked up the meat from the butcher for the pig thing. Just like, okay, they had another one, and he won that one.
Yeah.
And y'all can fight it out for the cleaver.
Yeah.
It does poison damage.
Which
as
just
it
so
seasons
happened.
things.
Just so happened to be happy to let him have that.
But y'all took so long. Y'all decided y'all were going to go to a bar and just kick back. So I was like, well, all right, we can just bring him in here. But he didn't want to get to know y'all. He instead wanted to rob you.
Yeah.
And he wanted to, he was able to see you get robbed by Jules and chased her down and got the money back from her.
Yeah.
All in he just came up with this stuff. Like, he just playing, like, oh, well, this is what I want to do.
He played the game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been doing that if it was my first
When I was
time.
when I was talking about it and just told him, he's like, "Is there a script for this?" I was like, "No, it's all improv. Just, what's fun about D&D is just you go with what's given to you," and I think that he's big on that, and I think he's going to be a pretty good player for it.
Yep. Did you
Giving your money back to you for the weapon was just inspired. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, and in the episode, Anthony's like, "Oh man, you just got swindled." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "That's your gold." I was like, "I don't care. I don't know." Quincy doesn't have a clue. Poor guy. Oh, there was something I was thinking of. Oh yeah, did you talk to him after that, or like, did you ever lay him any more ground rules on like what he can and can't do?
I told him that we're gonna have to step back on the
Speak with animals.
speak with
stuff.
animals a little
Yeah.
bit, but there was not like I think I told him not to like rob you guys much more because a lot of people don't like stealing from other player characters.
Right.
But since like he was not supposed, like I didn't know if he was gonna be a one and done person, so I really didn't care if he stole a little bit of
just do
gold
whatever
from you
you
know.
want,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but like once he's like with y'all and running around, I don't figure he's gonna like pick each of y'all's pockets.
Oh no, seriously, doubt it. And all that's going to take is one perception check or something that's good. We'll beat him down. That'll be the end of that.
No one wanted the beef. I thought that was really cool. Like you caught the pig and they butcher it for you, and you just get all this beef and or
pork.
not beef, pork.
What are you going to do with that?
Feed yourselves. Like it's just. See, that's a problem with it. Like I wish that we did a little bit more of the of keeping
survival
rations and
rules?
survival. Yeah, we need to get those Skyrim mods going. You know.
Well, I mean, we can do it, but at our position right now, we don't really have to. I mean, we're in a town with plenty of food and plenty of money, so. If you want to bring that into play, if we're ever like out, you know, in a
I don't know if
swamp
we
for
ever
days
will.
or
Not in
something.
this game anyway. I don't see it because the way things are going, I think y'all's always going to have kind of a place to fall back on.
We're not going to be stranded out.
Right.
I mean, we're not going to have to go on any quests out into the wilderness to do anything. Or
Well,
anything?
probably not for long periods of time.
Are you going to? Okay, so you were just watching me play Batman, and you were telling me that it's pretty linear, one thing to the next. Are you going to do that with us? Or
The more I look at this story that I've kind of gotten in my head, I am railroading y'all super bad. Like,
well,
it's pretty railroady, especially an episode that we can't talk about yet.
that was
Like,
the only time that
it's
it was,
very railroady.
Well, you
yes,
had to.
the way I've pictured it, it's kind of linear. Like, I've got this kind of given away, like, but I've got different levels figured out. Like, this boss is this level area, and you'll increase while you're working towards this, and then after him, I know what chapter pretty much I want to go with, and I can tell that fine enough in a story manner.
Right.
But y'all have always been able to do whatever y'all want. And even with the railroad, y'all had a chance and y'all just didn't take it. And then y'all also almost talked. We can talk about that next time, actually.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, I mean, all you got to do, we get to a new town, you give us a couple little side quests. Yeah. Like, it's not that hard. And if you know what level you want us to be before we fight a boss, you can get us to there, kind of like we did here.
That's kind of what I'm doing, yeah.
Okay. The melee.
The melee.
First of all, why are they the heroes of Juniper Grove?
Well,
are we going to find that out, or can you tell us?
I can probably tell you, because how you'd have to find that out from them, and that's probably not going to happen for a while after how the story's been going. But they were in Hollyhead with you guys and caused some trouble. Y'all took the beef for it, and y'all left, went north. They just happened to follow you, not following you, but they're just headed north to the festival. You know, headed to King's Feast at Derry, and y'all take care of all the stuff at Juniper Grove, and they hear about it. I mean, they're just a day or two behind y'all. So they just heard enough of the stories and then got to Derry and just started spouting out that they did it. Yeah.
They're just assuming that we hadn't already done that. Yeah,
I guess. Not like just no one in town's talking about anything crazy happening at Juniper Grove.
That made me so mad. I'm physically still mad.
But does it surprise you, though? I mean, look what they did before.
No, I don't guess, but they're just real pieces of work.
Yeah. I might have come up with that like on the spot of reading off names or something. And like y'all have been looking for them. Y'all have been like, I don't know if y'all actually ever really said y'all wanted to, but y'all always joke like we're going to be making perception checks to see if we see Stefan and his group. So I was like, I always planned on y'all meeting him here. Like, y'all were always going to fight in the melee against them. I didn't know it was going to be so crazy. Like, when we had the drawing for the melee, I did not know that y'all were going to just go ham on them there in the court square.
Had to.
I underestimated y'all's hatred for them.
Thyran tried to stop me. He rolled a natural one with a negative
Naturally,
1
because
strength.
that seems to be the nature of things with my rolls anymore.
He rolled a 0.
Every roll lately, it's just natural ones.
Really, if I was doing it correctly, I probably should have raged.
I don't know. You attacked. That's good enough for me.
I mean, he's working on it, so... Man, I don't know, though.
And Buck just scraping his... Buck, I thought you were pretty well in character. I don't know if Buck was.
I don't know, he hates Stefan.
He does hate Stefan, but that was pretty nasty. Not only his hair, but like just scraped his face with the axe, just like two-faced him almost.
Oh, I love it. And they thought they were powerful enough to come beat us with 2 people.
Yep.
And then ran
they didn't know
away.
that y'all were going to be there. And they didn't know how strong y'all had gotten.
Why would they run away?
I guess they're important later, maybe.
Instead of surrendering... Like if they had dropped their swords or something and...
Y'all would have let them alone?
I don't know.
That was not my intention. I was going to literally crush him with Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
I think they realize that. Like, they've missed.
So we had the possibility to kill him. Would you have kept him alive?
Yeah. Y'all got very
No,
close.
I mean, would you have kept him alive if we had actually killed him?
I think if y'all would have killed him, y'all would have... I think there were still the other two that might have come after you. I don't know. If you'd have killed Stefan, because he's been the face of it so far. Y'all do... I don't even know if y'all really know Joel's name yet. You just saw it on my character sheet that I created for it. I don't think she's been mentioned by name in the game.
Oh,
I think I just started
she's
someone said her.
The halfling rogue.
Yeah. Which you have a theory about her.
She's some relation to me, gotta be.
Because she's a rogue.
Quincy's long lost sister or mom or something.
Do you even have a sister?
We never said that I did.
I don't think that you have a sister.
Or maybe she's a cousin or something. You said she gave me a look when they ran away.
You didn't understand the look, though.
Yeah.
You thought she was... You actually thought that it was a condescending look or something, right? Because you rolled like a natural 1 on that.
Oh, yeah, true.
So you thought she was making fun of you.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was sympathy. Maybe it was, I wish I didn't have to do this.
Well, you'll never know.
That's just AJ, not Quincy.
Yep.
What about Thren? What does he think about the whole ordeal?
Well, I think, personally, he wants to get revenge on Stefan, definitely, because...
Yeah. Ruined his life.
Yeah. That's like I said.
Has he ruined y'all's life, or has he just actually thrust you into your life? Y'all are living more now than y'all did in that
but
sleepy little town.
It's not what we wanted, though. Well, Quincy maybe wanted it, but not on these terms. Like he's an adventurer at heart, but he didn't want to get forced out of his hometown.
I think y'all could be best of friends.
Us and Stefan
with the psychopath.
If you make us have to work with them,
I really love that group. Like, and Dustin talked to me about it this weekend. You know, he's in for my sister's wedding, so he's just like he's listened to the whole thing now, and he's just like, were those supposed to be player characters? I was like, yes, that is exactly how I've created them. I created actual character sheets for them, and they're just as powerful as you guys. You know, in that way, they're not like. They're not CRs.
So you rolled them.
I rolled them.
You rolled them. You leveled them up. You chose their everything.
Yes, and they're literally just like they're another party, being ran by just jerkier players than you guys are.
Yeah, right. They're just murder hobos.
Yep.
So they're. Do we know? Can we know what all classes there are? There's 4 of them, right?
There's 4 of them, yeah.
Well, obviously they either have...
We know Stefan's a fighter.
Yeah.
And we know that she's a rogue.
Yep.
They have some kind of magic caster.
They have a magic caster because they put up a wind wall. Yeah. So who gets wind wall spell?
Well, you get wizard. Sorcerer, I think, gets it.
I'm betting it's a wizard.
I would not say warlock because I don't think warlock... Because they get, pack spells.
Yeah.
Like, they get specific spells with their class.
What's the standard classic old class thing? Fighter, wizard, rogue. What's the cleric?
Yeah.
It could be that.
Could be.
They got to have a cleric. But you didn't make them regain any hit points while they were out there.
They were not healed by anybody. But I mean, the only way to heal somebody is a healing word, so that's not very at range.
Yeah, I guess it's not far enough, or it could have been too far.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too far for somebody to buff them with a spell down there.
No one got buffed.
Nobody got buffed.
There was a counter spell and a wind wall.
Yeah.
There was a counter spell?
Yeah.
Because he was going to cast...
Maximilian's Earthen Grasp and it got counter spell.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they get counter spell.
You didn't catch that?
No.
He said it failed. Yeah.
He rolled too low on the first one.
Rolled too low.
And then the second one, it just failed.
Yeah. Just fizzled out.
I thought it was because of just a roll or something. Nope. I did not catch that.
Which at the time, I started thinking about that afterwards. I should have rolled for perception check or something to figure out where that was coming from. I didn't think about doing that.
The 2 party members were.
I was just thinking Harry Potter Quidditch match. Somebody's out in the crowd sabotaging. Bunch of punks. And who got the owlbear?
What do you mean?
How did the owlbear get entered into
the owlbear. That was not explained during the game or the next game. The Hornbeam just had some people get this owlbear, and they put an enrage spell on it, and then shoved it into the melee. It's kind of
just to stir it up.
Yeah.
So they just stole the owlbear.
Stole Twinelda's
Thought maybe
owlbear.
it was illegal to have one or something, so they took it away from her and then used it.
No, just took it from her.
And Darren killed it.
And upset you guys.
I was trying my hardest with Urus to save that.
But no one said, don't kill the owlbear.
I was too preoccupied.
And I don't know if he would have listened to you anyway, but it was hilarious that he was like, he freed the pigs earlier
and then
than
he
killed the owlbear.
I did. What was the purpose behind that?
What?
Of him killing it. What was his reason for doing that?
It was trying to kill that. Yeah, it killed two of the girls.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out why he specifically wanted to kill it.
I had Rask trying to wrangle it on top of its back. Yeah, I thought he'd get the idea.
But no one said it specifically.
We never
and he might not have
said.
listened to you anyway. He wasn't part of your group, and he has his own interests.
It was
at
good
heart
role
at the
play.
time. Yeah.
It was a tragic event.
It was.
No good story comes without tragedy.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the next tragedy. I'm so pumped about that game. Like I love that game.
I'm not. So bad.
Tragedy is incoming. Look for
Yeah.
episode 11.
Yeah, it's not fun anymore after this one. All right.
I think that's about
That's
all
pretty
we
much
have.
the whole thing.
Yeah, no more questions for anything.
It's a pretty deep dive.
Yeah.
It was 4 hours, and the time flew. Like
Yeah, it did.
at one point, I did realize like this is taking like because the last episode was a no combat episode. It was
Yeah.
just the like different mini games and stuff, and suddenly this one half of it became mini games
We were
and just
trying to make
downtime
money.
again. So I was just okay. We gotta go, guys.
But it wasn't dragging near as much as
Yeah.
we thought. Like when I was mixing
I didn't ever
it,
think it was dragging. I was just like, okay, because I've got to get the mail.
We
I
gotta do
cannot make 3
Yeah.
episodes without like you just couldn't. Do it.
Right. Yeah, and
Had to
no,
get
it was
that.
still good. Good role play, funny
Hope you
stuff.
guys enjoy it.
And I did, and yes, I indeed did return my books to Petars twice.
Yep.
And hope some of y'all caught that. And
Yeah.
thought,
I thought
wow,
about-
these guys are bogus.
I said we should have given a PHB away, like to someone who commented our first big mistake of the campaign.
They would have been coming up with all kinds of stuff that
And
wasn't that.
Then people's just looking for us to mess up
Yeah.
and catching every time that because I mess up all the time. Oh Lord,
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, we've been getting a lot of listens, so
that's awesome.
y'all keep up the good work
Yeah.
out there. Spread the word.
And y'all can come and talk to us, like commenters on Instagram, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Commoners
come-
Official, Facebook and Instagram.
Come tell us what y'all are thinking. Like, give us some advice. We'll shout y'all out.
Yeah, and also get up on the YouTube channel.
We have one video so far, but we've
filmed
recorded
more.
some more.
Yeah.
Be looking out for some 1v1 action, face-offs. Find out what character class is best at level 5.
Yeah, we had some fun doing that on Saturday.
Seth is supreme, is all I'm going to say about
No,
that.
Seth is
Dustin's
broken.
I
class.
didn't even choose first. I let everyone choose before me, and then
You took what
I
was
took what was
Yeah,
left,
I
and
know
then
you did.
Dustin got the actual dregs, because I didn't know if I was going to invite him or not.
Oh, okay.
Dustin's warlock class was
That's
crazy.
bull crap.
That was a crazy class. I was not expecting
See, that's
that.
what y'all that have been in this for longer know how to do is stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I know warlock can do that because they get devil sight. You can see through darkness and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
No
that was
spoilers, no spoilers.
It was
Oh,
insane. It was insane.
Check. So be looking out for that. I think we're going to drop a podcast of our 1v1
yeah,
face-offs.
we're going to podcast.
But we're
them
also
too.
going to YouTube it,
Yeah.
so y'all can kind of see our board and how we've set it up, and you can see our faces a little bit. You're going to see what everybody looks like. We haven't gotten Tate or Cameron to do theirs yet, but pretty soon we'll have them do theirs.
And we'll be putting them out steadily.
Yep.
All right.
So if y'all come up with some more ideas for battle ideas y'all want us to do, let us know, because we're interested to keep going with that.
YouTube,
Trying to get into it.
the next platform.
It's harder. Much harder than podcasting.
Yeah, it's harder to put out. It's easier to get views because people randomly search stuff. You know, you put out anything with D&D.
It takes
and
a lot
tag.
more talent to create, though.
Yeah, it does, and a lot more work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We have a lot of different topics that we're going to talk about.
I'll do my common life real quick so we can get that out of the way. So, some of y'all probably know that I'm a musician. We've mentioned it before. because I do all the music for the podcast.
And create songs like the last episode. You sang a song.
I write stuff like that while I'm working and stuff just for fun. But I play in a local band here. We're pretty big for the area. Everybody knows who we are. Anyway, we played a show this last weekend, and
subtle brag there.
No, it wasn't.
We're kind of a big deal.
No, I was just saying around here, like people know who we are here. They're not going to know who we are out in the podcast.
It helps that you're named after the town you live in.
Yeah, all right, the name of our band is Drasco at Drasco Band on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can go check us out and listen to our music. Anyway, so we played a show at a nearby town called Rosebud. And it was like a little summer festival thing. And the guy that asked us to do it he's known around the community, been doing sound and stuff for a long time. He's a guitar player. He's been in a lot of bands. And he asked us to come do it. And there were some other bands there. We said, yeah, sure, we'll come do it.
Is this the Watermelon Festival?
No, okay. That's in Cape City. This was just Rosebud Summerfest or something like that. And so we're supposed to play from 3 to 4. And we got there, and there was some guys just getting on the stage before us, and it was a guitar player and mandolin player, and they were doing. Wasn't bluegrass, but it was it was folk, country, that kind of stuff. And we were standing. They had 2 big semi-trailers set up, but like parallel to each other, and so the stage was. It was probably 16 feet deep. And we were standing back there behind the trailer listening, and we were like, man, it's loud. We're behind the stage. We were like, it's loud. Monitors were loud. And we said, let's go out front and see what it sounds like. Now, we had already said this guy running the sound, he's been doing this for years. He's good. We know that that's not going to be an issue, the sound. We get out front and listening to it, and it's incredibly loud, and it's also slightly harsh. And the vocals are just, it was hurting to stand out in front of it. We were like, oh my gosh. So we went back and we were like, well, whatever. People can listen to us or they can't, but it's going to sound pretty bad out there. It's like, I wonder if this guy can't hear anymore or something. Maybe he's done it for too long. He's lost his hearing. So we get up there on stage and we start setting up. They wanted us to set up while they were still playing. So we get up there, there was plenty of room to move around. We got our stuff plugged in a little bit. And then the mayor came up and was doing door prizes, and they had a car show, and they were giving away, or they were doing trophies and prizes for that. We were supposed to play at 3 o'clock. Didn't start till almost 3:20 because they went way over time giving out their trophies. But the whole time we're up there, the mayor was announcing the awards, and it's coming through the floor monitors there so loud. My head was about to explode before we ever started playing. And we were setting up, and the guy running the sound, son, was up there kind of helping us. I said, hey, man, you think he can pull those monitors down a little bit? It's really loud. He's like, oh, I don't know if he's going to want to do that. And I don't know if he was joking or if he was being serious, but I was like, that's not something that's hard to do, and he's not the one up here having to listen to this. Why does it matter if he turns it down? Anyway, they turned them down a little bit, but it never did get it was loud. It was so loud up there. It's the only time I've ever played and not been able to hear the drums. I was standing in front of the drum set and about couldn't hear it. The cymbals anyway. I could hear the kick drum because I had it coming through the monitors, but didn't have it kept changing. Like at first I couldn't hear any guitars, and I could hear a lot of guitars, no vocals, and I could hear vocals really loud. Then I couldn't hear the drums. It was all over the place. By the end of it, all I could hear was my bass, and it sounded horrible. I was like, well, I'm glad I can hear my bass, but you're not like that. So anyway, you just never really know what to expect when you go play those things. But I thought it was kind of funny. But I was also thinking today, like, everything I've ever done in my life, like I've never been like the star of anything. Like I've been playing with this band for at least 5 years, if not 6.
And you're not even playing the instrument that you're best with. I
feel like I'm a better bass player than guitar player at this point.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I've gotten really good at the bass because I play it so much. Right. But yeah, I'm pretty good at the guitar, especially in a recording standpoint. But yeah, I started on guitar.
Right.
Got a lot of experience on the guitar, but I've got way more like gigging experience on the bass. So I don't know. I'm probably about the same both. But yeah, I still have. I've been playing with them 5 or 6 years. We've got an album out there circulating, and I've still got people in the community come up. Hey, I didn't know you was playing with them. I'm like, really? Who did you think was playing with them? They'll come watch us play, and they don't even know it was me. I don't know what it is about me. Like, people don't realize what I've been doing. I've been behind the scenes for too long. I think people are just starting to realize that who I am, even though I've grown up in this community. I mean, everybody's always known like who my dad was, and they know that I'm my dad's son, and they know that I play basketball and golf and stuff. But I was the worst golfer on my team because we were really good. It wasn't because I was bad. It's because we were really good. I was a support player, bench player on my basketball team because we were really good. But these younger guys will go play pickup at the gym and stuff with younger dudes that are in school now, and I don't think they realize how good we were. Like, they want to think that we weren't very good. Well, my team didn't win. So we went to the finals in my senior year, and then the year after they won state. So we were good 3-4 years in a row. And, I'm not a big scorer, but I can score, and I don't think they realize that. I think they think that I'm not very good because I came off the bench. But coming off the bench on that team, I played with one of the best teams in the state for years. I grew up playing with those guys. These guys that are, played college-level basketball. And I can still school the young guys. And they just don't realize how good we were.
I did not play basketball in high school.
You played?
I didn't play on the team.
7th grade?
I played 6th, 7th, and I think I quit in 8th grade because I was fat and I threw up while I ran. And it literally embarrassed me. Like, I remember being in a huddle after we just run a whole lot, and I'm just dry heaving, but I wanted to stay in the huddle because I thought I'd get in trouble for running off the puke. So I just puked all over after everyone broke up.
Oh my God.
So I quit after that. It embarrassed me. I was not an impressive child.
You would have got in shape if you'd kept playing.
I should have.
Because you're a pretty good player.
That is the point, though. That's what I was going to say. I played a lot more I kept playing basketball even though I wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
I played everywhere else, just wasn't on the official team, and I surprise people with how good I am. I'm not that fantastic, but I'm pretty good low. I'm a huge dude, and I'm kind of quick on my feet, and I'll be one of the last ones picked.
Yeah.
But I always am happy to be picked last because I know that I'm going to be better than a bunch of the people being picked before me.
I wouldn't pick you last because I know you play hard.
Yeah.
And like when we go play pickup, I used to get picked last all the time. Like when I was in school, I would get picked close to last all the time because I wasn't very good. But now these younger guys pick me because they know that I'm going to play hard, and you can't find people that play hard anymore. That's the problem. That's what I bring to the table is that I'll go get some rebounds. So I've played for the first time in like 2 years at the park in Heber the other day on that double rim. Oh, really? Yeah.
And it was just I had been playing Pokemon Go with some people, and one of my buddies had a basketball, and there was a few more guys that were playing. We played 2-on-2, and like two of them that knew each other wanted to be on a team, and it actually put me and my buddy on a team. I was like, all right, that's fine, we're gonna win. And we played it to 11, and I scored, I think, 8 of the points.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Just destroyed them.
Destroyed them. Yeah,
That's
it was
hilarious.
I can play ball, and it surprises people. It's funny.
Turned into a minor sports segment there.
Yeah.
Speaking of sports, is there anything going on in the sports realm that we can talk about?
Yeah.
Are they going to play basketball at Disney
I don't know.
World?
Black Lives Matter is kind of putting a hamper on it because a lot of the players are saying they don't want to disrespect the movement by playing. That somehow playing will disrespect the movement. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, they could play, get money, and then donate it to Black Lives Matter.
Well, they're getting paid regardless whether they play or not.
Right. Yeah. So that's ridiculous. I don't think they should. I don't think they should be getting paid for this season that's been ruined. Even
Well,
though
it's
not their
contract,
fault. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not their fault.
But the owners aren't making money.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The team's not making the money that they were supposed to be paying them.
So I don't.
Well, I'm sure they're not about to give up that salary.
Guess not.
Free payday. Anyway, I'm ready for sports to come back a little bit. I think they're playing golf.
COVID is still messing me up, though. My cruise just got canceled today in September. It's actually so they were putting it off. They put it off till July, and then they were going to tell people. Then they put it off. What's ironic is they put it off to 5 days after our cruise was supposed to go out. So,
wow.
So I don't know if it'll actually open up then, but our cruise goes out the week before, we would have been cleared. So we're not going to get to go.
Can they not just move it?
Well, they're saying, that there's going to be a round 2 to this stuff. So, I mean...
Well, people's gotten out and moving, and it's definitely hit hard again.
Yeah, so maybe we get round 2 out of the way just by people, just stuff opening back up. We don't have to worry about it coming back in the fall like they think it's going to.
Well, I mean, Sweden has done, I think they call it, a herd... It's herd something.
Like HERD, herd?
Yes, literally herding people together, just basically people just getting infected with it.
Yeah.
And
they used to do that with kids with chicken pox.
Yeah.
If a kid got chicken pox and your other kids hadn't got it and you didn't get vaccinated, bring your kids around. Let them get it because you can only get chicken pox once in your life. So give it to them when they're kids because it's more dangerous for adults. Yeah. So just get the thing and get over with.
I forgot what it's actually called. It's called herd something. But anyway, my point is Sweden's economy is pretty much perfectly fine. Because they haven't shut down the government or anything. Yeah. And they haven't really changed anything other than, they've started doing that. Which I don't really, agree with that. Because, I mean, in some ways it can cause, a lot of people to die. Definitely. Older people especially.
Yeah.
But it didn't tear their economy to pieces, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit more complex over here. On the console? Or
movies on the console doesn't matter.
Do your movie one because movie minute.
Big movie minute. I don't think I've watched anything worth talking about, but there's some exciting stuff coming out in DC. Oh. Very exciting stuff. Flashpoint is happening. That is.
Is it about the Flash?
It is the Flash movie.
Okay.
Yes, and he runs in time and changes everyone's past. You saw those comics. I have a brand new thing, and it tells a different story for all those people. This is the one where Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne live, and Bruce dies as a child to Joe Chill, and Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and Martha is drove insane. She becomes the Joker, and they fight each other.
Well, that's a weird alternate universe.
Yeah, that's the whole point of Flashpoint is just all the alternate universes. Everyone things go crazy.
But it always comes to the same thing, though. It always comes out that there's a Joker. It always comes out that it's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, very cool concept.
That's a DC thing, though.
That is, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, it seems, who was Thomas Wayne in the little bit of Batman versus Superman, is going to be the Batman for that. Huh. That is super awesome. He played the comedian on the Watchmen movie. I don't know if y'all have seen that.
I haven't seen that.
He's on The Walking Dead. I don't think you've seen that either. He's just a hulking man. He looks terrifying. He's going to be a great Batman, and I can't wait to see that. But even crazier and cooler than that, Michael Keaton is talking about coming back and being Batman.
I saw something.
This is the 1989 Batman.
Oh. So
Michael
he's an
Keaton.
old head.
He is. And they don't know, he apparently is going to be, they're thinking maybe a Batman Beyond movie or a Batman Beyond television series for HBO Max. And he is going to be the older, retired Batman who is training Terry McGinnis to be the new Batman. And Michael Keaton being Batman is just crazy awesome. He's Michael Keaton, I don't know if you know, he is the Vulture in the new Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
He went on Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that, and people were wanting to talk to him about Spider-Man because he's talking about he's in the Spider-Man movie. He's like, I don't want to talk about that. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. This guy has always loved the fact that he got to be Batman. I just watched a thing where he was at a college and he gave a little speech or something. He's like, I'm just going to leave y'all with 2 words, and these are the most important 2 words that you're ever going to hear. This is what I want you to take away from this whole thing. I'm Batman.
Did they go nuts?
Yes, they did. And he's super old. He's too old to be a Batman.
Yeah,
but
in his 50s or
yeah, but just the fact that we're going to be getting he's aged into the old Batman role is pretty sweet. But they're going to bring him back maybe for the Flashpoint. They're hoping to get Ben Affleck back for one more movie in the Flashpoint to just fix all this because Robert Pattinson's Batman is coming out.
Yeah.
Somehow bring Michael Keaton into this and then Ben Affleck. You could have all these in different universes and stuff, and they could all fix it with a Flashpoint movie. And it's just super exciting. Hopefully Ben Affleck will come back for one more. I love Ben Affleck. He is probably one of the best Batman he was a great Batman. He surprised me. It was not something I expected. Have you seen the Justice League and Batman versus Superman?
I have yet to see Justice League. I watched Aquaman.
I would just wait. HBO Max has got the Snyder cut coming, and that is Zack Snyder was the first director, and then he had to step away from the project because I think he had a family emergency, a death in the family or something, and it messed him up. And then the next guy, I can't remember who. I want to say Joss Whedon, but I'm not sure. I know he was writing a Batgirl movie, and he stepped away from that. I don't know. But whoever did it kind of cut a whole bunch of what he wanted out. No one was very impressed with the Justice League movie. So hopefully when they release, a whole bunch of stuff has been added back, apparently, for this, and I can't wait to watch it. I just have to wait on HBO to sign up some kind of deal with Amazon so I can watch it on Fire Stick.
Is that what y'all have, Fire Stick? Oh, okay. I mean,
but that is super exciting.
DC's got some cool stuff going.
Super exciting DC stuff going on.
The last, I'll check out DC stuff just because the last couple have been really good.
Yeah.
Joker and then the Birds of Prey. I really like Birds of Prey a lot.
Did you like Shazam?
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, you'll like Shazam because I think you like that actor.
I like both of those actors, the kid and what's his name? He's got two first names.
I don't remember. He was on that.
Chuck.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
I can't remember. Anyway, my sister actually met him.
Really? That's cool.
Saw him in New York.
Huh.
Did her D&D video or acting thing ever?
I don't know. I haven't asked her.
Man.
I forget. I don't know what it is with me. I can't remember anything. I got so much going on all the time. I forget. I don't talk to my sister except when she comes here.
Zachary Levi, isn't it?
Zachary Levi.
I didn't even find it. I just remembered.
And then the young kid is the one that was in It, the first It with the kids.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he's the one that's scared of infection.
Nope.
Yep, that's him.
Oh, the cripple kid. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant the main kid, the Shazam kid.
not the stutter
Okay.
kid, the infection kid,
okay.
who also was in a show on ABC called Me, Myself, and I, and it was all about the same life, but it had each show would have three parallels: him as a kid, him midlife crisis kind of age where he's like been divorced and he's like an inventor or something, and he's like living in his friend's garage and has a daughter, and it's this really awkward stage. And then there's also him at like 75, retired, like formed a big tech company, and now it's like him and his daughter then, and he has like the same love interest through the whole thing. It's really cool. But that kid played him at like 13 or 14 years old. I love that kid. I think he's really good. He seems like a real guy.
I can't think of anything else I've been watching.
I haven't watched anything.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of stuff is coming out.
No. COVID.
I recently started watching the Punisher series on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Punisher?
It's a
You know who the Punisher is?
Marvel comic character.
Well, it was one of the Netflix had some specials. The Punisher, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Is he the Rock dude?
No.
No, he's
What
part
is-
of the
His
Fantastic Five or whatever. No, what are they?
his
Fantastic
family.
Four. Wow.
Is that Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay,
Marvel.
at least I got the right comic.
His family gets killed by.
Technically it's Fox, but
I'm not
Fox
exactly
anymore.
sure. I haven't really caught exactly who killed them exactly. It's like terrorist or something. And anyway, he like goes nuts and just starts going off and like killing a bunch of them. The story though, the series actually kind of starts like after the event of like, I guess kind of like the way the movies they made kind of explain what happened or whatever. And they kind of go into a little bit of detail of what happened, but not a whole lot yet. Anyway, I'm only like on like the third episode or so in.
Now, a lot of people liked the Netflix Marvel series, but then since Marvel got under Disney, they had to stop making them with Netflix.
Wow.
So that's why, like, people really like Daredevil, and I think people really like Punisher. I don't know if people really cared about the Luke Cage or the Jessica Jones, and then there was also, not Shang-Chi, the Dragon?
I know what you're talking about.
The martial arts guy.
Yeah.
I
can't think of what his name is.
But so they made 5 or 6 television shows with on Netflix, but then Disney bought out Marvel, and they had to quit making them.
So they didn't move them over to Disney.
They can't yet because Netflix created them. They were Netflix created things. I think Disney does own them now, but they have to leave them on Netflix for a while longer. But I think because people like them so much, there is plans to remake them once they can get them over to Disney Plus. And like the actor who played Daredevil, I think they're even talking about somehow adding him to the Marvel universe of movies, which would be really wild.
Yeah. And also that series is like super bloody, I wouldn't say gory necessarily, but it is super bloody and violent.
Just awesome.
Yeah, it is a really good series, but I have a feeling that Disney's going to dumb it down.
Probably will.
There's some YouTube videos you should watch that's just like what things Marvel couldn't get away with Disney now. Yeah. And just like they were just talking like I think just Scarlett Johansson's whole character in Iron Man 2. That's a no. Iron Man 1 where he just like is flirting with that one reporter lady and then just gets her in bed, not allowed. Yeah.
You know what?
The bad guy in Iron Man 1 smoking a cigar. That's just a no because Disney does not allow any smoking of any type. No smoking of any type. No bad guy is allowed to smoke. No good guy is allowed to smoke.
Well, you know what? I've never noticed that after they moved to Disney, so it didn't affect the story.
Yeah.
And you know what? Kids love superheroes. You should be able to take your kids to superheroes.
I don't know how they're going to make a Deadpool 3.
They won't make a Deadpool.
They're talking.
Disney's going to make a Deadpool?
They're talking about it.
Well, I'd watch it if they made it. If it's going to be...
it'll still be rated R. No, it will still be rated R.
But there won't be...
Ryan Reynolds will not get into something that he can't be.
I don't know how I feel about him myself. He's all right, but...
You know who's just a good dude, and that's...
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt is just a good dude.
I really like him.
I like Chris Pratt a whole lot.
He's a pretty genuine guy.
I remember he went on one of those talk shows, and he was just talking about how he's got his own farm, and they literally kind of are trying to live off their farm. Like, they raise goats and stuff, and they milk the goats and get their milk and their cheese and all that.
That's
they
what he does
just
in
go
his
through
free
that.
time.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And they butcher their animals, and people freaked out on him for butchering his own animals and eating them. Like, I think he brought one of those talk show guys some ham or something, or some bacon from one of his pigs, and was just super proud of it because he's worked hard on this, you know? And they just shamed him.
Cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a dark road there.
Cancel culture. J.K. Rowling is being canceled right now because, and she's on that side of the spectrum, you know, like but a lot of times they'll just eat themselves. Like she said something.
She said something back in the day or something?
Recently. She is kind of, she is talking kind of against transgenderism right now because she thinks that by saying you can be either a man or a woman, you're taking away from being a man or a woman, I guess. And a lot of people are canceling J.K. Rowling because of this. I mean, you just can't have an opinion of yourself.
No, I don't know.
Of your own. You can't have an opinion.
How you're supposed to.
And that's something, like, I think everyone listening kind of knows which side of the spectrum we lean on, but we're trying really hard not to
be the common ground.
We're trying to be just in the middle,
D&D.
but we're also very non-apologetic for our belief systems.
Right.
Like, we're not going to, I mean, you can cancel us. We don't have very many listens anyway.
Yeah,
it's not going to hurt us.
Right.
We're going to let you know our side of things if it comes up. We're going to try to keep it.
This you don't come to this podcast to listen to anything about politics.
We're not talking. We don't want to talk about politics
or anything. We're talking
Sometimes
about
it does come up.
D&D. We're talking about nerd stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, you guys should, like, y'all have Discord because I made y'all download it for that one game.
Yeah.
There's a group on here that I've just joined, and it is called Podcast Now. He makes YouTube videos, and he talks just about video games. And it's awesome. Like, we got together and we watched the, one of the live streams the other day of some games being released and stuff, and we was all texting while we was watching. It was just really fun. But it's a quote-unquote safe space. Just no politics, no religion, just the love of video games and stuff.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I'm all for that.
Podcast Now. Go check him out. He has some fun YouTube videos. And it's a fun Discord. Does
he have a podcast too?
I don't know if he has a podcast. It's
called
a
The
strange
Podcast
name,
Now. Okay.
isn't it? Yeah.
Well, speaking of games, on the console, Tyrel.
Well, I think it's either today or tomorrow they are dropping a DLC for that game that I mentioned before, Stellaris. So I'm excited for that.
What does a DLC look like for that game?
This one is Apocalypse. It's got a lot of like new additions to the game where you can build like I think it's Titan ships, which are basically planet destroying ships. Like Death Star type level ships.
Okay, compared to when we were watching Anthony play StarCraft the other day, what's the difference?
From what
a lot better looking, right?
Okay,
graphics,
so whereas
the
like
difference.
from what I gathered from StarCraft, it looked like it was like walking around on the surface of a planet. This is literally traveling through solar systems. Like
So what do you
many
start
solar
with?
systems. You start with
An aircraft carrier looking ship?
you start with a science team, which is in one ship,
Okay.
and you start with a construction ship, and you start out with a star base in the solar system that your race starts in, and you send out your science team to explore the next solar system over, whatever that is. You can go in any direction you want.
And this all happens fast. It's
like
real-time.
you can choose how fast you want to accelerate the game, like at different
Okay.
speeds. You can make it go slower, faster, whichever one, or you can completely stop it for a minute and like gather whatever crap you want up real
Right.
quick and set it up to like, say you want to mine something, you can like set up like multiple things to mine or whatever.
okay.
Graphics just to show you what it looks like without any sound.
But anyway, it's really really cool game. As far
Is it
as,
like the Mass Effect series? Any at all?
Well, it's all like an overview. Like you're looking down on like the ships.
It's not like
and all
a
that
first
stuff.
person.
And you have like you build up like multiple fleets and stuff like that. Like that.
It's like Tron.
So, is it a?
It's a
What do
strategy.
you- what do you do?
It's a strategy game.
It's a
I don't get it.
okay. How to explain it? It's real time.
Is this real game? Is this gameplay?
Is it like XCOM?
I've never played that game. I don't know.
Is it just
So basically, you can
turn-based strategy?
No, it's not
No?
turn based.
Okay.
It's real time, like combat and stuff. But like, you
I feel like this video is not showing us anything of the game.
It's not really because that's nothing like what the actual game is like. So basically, you can create whatever kind of government. Starting out, you get to choose your race. You can name your race, create your race,
Like Risk.
kinda, but in space, and on a much larger scale. And like for 7 gigs when you download that game, it's a lot. Yeah.
So it's Warhammer on a console in space.
Funny enough, I actually saw somebody made the Imperium of Man in that game, but no,
Mass scale troop advancement.
yeah, like a lot of ships. It depends on what you make though. Like if you make like you can make a government that's like a mega corporation or something like that, and you like produce like droids and stuff like that, and you can like invade. You don't invade. Like you can create like trade routes between your civilizations and make trade deals with like other civilizations and stuff like that, and send them up.
Show me this game.
Yeah,
This is online
It
multiplayer?
is. Yeah. And you can create federations with other players or other groups, NPC groups. You can
Fallout
fresh.
76.
no,
You start,
not in any way.
You start fresh. You start fresh every time.
Yeah, and you can make it different.
How long is a match?
Depends on how long you want to make it.
See, like
8 hours?
so it still sounds
No.
exactly like StarCraft from what we watched.
Yeah.
It's just on a
though. It's
it's
not.
just on a wider scale.
It's on a huge.
It's an
scale.
open
Well,
space.
it sounds exactly like he was just creating, like he was mining resources
Yeah, but-
to build stuff until he got attacked by someone. Like he was just trying to. Okay, Civilization, kind of like Civilization.
Yeah, kind
Clash of Clans.
Okay,
Kinda. I've never really played Civilization, but I've seen it played.
okay.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
that.
you just build your thing until here's someone else, and I can either attack them, be friends with them.
But like I said, it's much more in depth and scale wise than that. Because like you can make whatever government you make at the beginning of the game depends
I've
on
gotta
how
see
you
this
play. So like if you make like this one thing I made was called a blood court, and they're xenophobes and they are militaristic, so they are
Not good for space space travel.
not good for space travel, but for invasions they
Yeah.
are amazing because
You're not gonna make friends.
they have this like in the game they have this like things that you can do. You can like do these things. I think they're called edicts, where you can purge planets, where you literally go in there and literally kill the entire populace with an Armageddon like bombardment and bomb the planet and turn it into a tomb world.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to show us this game.
it's pretty fun. It's different though. It's not like most of the games I play at all.
I'm excited for AJ because I walked into his room. We're in his house today.
Yeah, that's why the acoustics are way different.
Yeah.
Probably
And
tell.
he was playing my favorite game of all time.
Batman.
He's Batman.
Yeah,
Arkham
so
Asylum.
I don't know how Walmart keeps coming up with Xbox 360 games, but every now and then I walk past the game section. They've just got the shelf with discount games, and I'm sure they probably got them for super cheap. Like
How much did you pay for those two games?
They were like $12 a piece.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. I mean, like GameStop prices, but still, I could go on eBay right now. They probably wouldn't be brand. I mean, those are brand new.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go on eBay and go for $5 or something. But
Yeah, this one's still in the round.
I got BioShock Infinite.
I got BioShock.
Is that
Infinite.
Xbox 360 or Xbox One?
both.
It's Xbox One
Oh.
and Xbox 360. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's like they're like remade classics or something. Anyway, I always look because you never know,
Yeah.
and I know how much you like the Batman game,
man.
so I got it.
I love
and
the
we
Batman
talked about
Arkham.
BioShock the other day, so
And-
I thought I'd try it.
Awesome news on that front. The Warner Brothers is going to release a whole bunch of fandom stuff. Like I think Rocksteady, the people who make the Batman games, are making a Suicide Squad game, and I can't wait for that. And then
PS5
probably
are going to come out before that?
Probably.
Okay.
And then also the next Batman. I think they're saying that it's probably going to be called Batman Gotham Knights, and it's going to be about the Court of Owls, and I can't wait for that. But that's coming in September, I think. September 22nd, I think, and they're going to release a whole bunch of Warner Brothers video games and comic books. I'm definitely going to cover that somehow. Like, I'm going to watch it and be... Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yep. I'm excited for the next console. I'm playing all these old games.
I'm talking about the new console with the Podcast Now group. I don't know if I want to buy it, but if Cyberpunk 2077 is a first day release, Miles Morales Spider-Man is a first day release, possibly this Batman game, because they've been working on this for 2 years. They've been leaking it for a year and like whispering it, so it might be a very early release. I'm probably gonna go ahead and buy it like day one.
I'm honestly wondering if Elden Ring's not going to be a first day release for like Xbox. And
Was that in that release show
no,
thing?
No, it wasn't.
But we decided they were mostly exclusives that they had on
That
there.
was the Sony
And,
exclusives.
see,
Yeah.
that's going to be on both, I believe.
Right,
It's
yeah.
not just going to be on Xbox or PS5.
I am not gonna buy an Xbox, but I can't wait to see the Xbox showcase either, because that's in July, I think, and that's gonna. I think they're saying they're probably gonna put a price on the Xbox, so that'll show kind of how the PS5.
It'll
I want
be
to see.
competitive.
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I do want to see.
I want to see
price.
the games that they're releasing, like what Xbox exclusive games. Like I said, I won't get an Xbox. I would love to see a Fable game again because I love Fable.
Let's take an over under on price
Over under
for just the base
one,
base
lowest
one that comes
terabyte or
out.
lowest gigabyte.
Yeah,
PS5 or
yeah.
Xbox?
both. I'm gonna say they're gonna be real close. So let's just put an over under.
I'm gonna say
Over we'll put 500 over or under.
I think 450
I'm going to say over.
for the lowest price, for the lowest gigabyte,
Oh, okay.
the lowest thing.
Okay.
Not the best one.
Okay.
Well, I'm picturing holiday 2020. We've got
With a game involved.
With a game, maybe theme.
I think 450.
I'm
Yeah.
going over.
So tax will take it over 500.
Right.
But I think it's going to be marketed as less than 500.
So you think it'll be 449 on the shelf?
I think so.
I'm going to say it's probably going to be somewhere around there, but the higher end ones, especially if they start like creating ones and they have like 2-3 terabyte memory things, and they'll be probably above 500. Like,
I'm going to
easily.
buy a 2 terabyte PS5. If they don't come out with a terabyte, I'm going to
That ain't
buy
going to be enough space anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Maybe
is-
not.
Is everything takes up, and the thing that makes me mad, which I understand why they did it, because it was like to save the disc player, reader, because like spinning, it's constantly like in your Xbox 360, for instance, it's constantly spinning. Yeah, constantly. Whereas like an Xbox One, when you stick it in there, it spins up once and stops because it's installed into the Xbox One, and it just plays it like that.
Right.
Oh wow.
Raining hard. But you can't probably tell on the podcast like we could at your house because it hits the tin roof. I'm taking over, and I'm saying nothing below $5.99.
Day one release.
I'm thinking it might be around $700.
No way.
Yep, I'm betting they're going to do
No
it.
way.
It looks too cool. There's so much technology in it
Up
now.
to 8K.
Yeah, it's just like phones.
That's the problem with buying a new console. You're gonna have to buy a new TV.
Yeah.
Because
Is PS5? Did they say it's going to be an 8K?
I think it's
Okay, so they're
Do
going
they
with
even
the
have
whole-
8K TVs?
I don't know.
I don't even know if they even do.
I don't know.
yet.
Like the
have to
best
buy
TV
a-
you can get is like the UHD LED stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
buy like one of those super high end computer monitors
Yeah.
to be able to play a PlayStation.
But I mean, those TVs, you can get those huge ones with the curved screen. I mean, the high end, much as you can
that
possibly
curved
spend is like $1,000. You can't spend very much on a TV anymore if you want to. Yeah, I don't get the curved TV. I don't get that one. But anyway, yeah, I'll take over 500 if y'all are taking under. Tyrel, what are you saying?
I think under. I think the cheapest, lowest one I think will be under.
Okay.
But
The one I plan on buying won't be under 500.
no, that's what I'm saying. If you
Right.
go like, if you start,
I'm going
if you
to buy
start
that space.
putting the extra space and all that stuff in there, maybe games thrown in there.
I'm also not buying the. I think now, the one that doesn't take the disc is supposed to be cheaper.
Oh, well, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm not.
This
doing
is
that.
like the complete download thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'd take me
Which
a
is
week
Xbox
to
doing?
download something.
Is Xbox doing too, or are they just
One S? I think that's the one that's completely download
Yeah.
only.
They're making a download only PS5 as well, and then they're making a disc.
I cannot imagine wanting that.
If you have good enough internet
Yeah.
that you can just like it downloads.
Yeah.
I can't imagine internet like that.
Well,
You have to live in a city.
Heber
doesn't even
Springs has that
compute.
good of internet.
It's
so
not that. It still can't be. It's still not quite
it's
that good, is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it still takes me a long time to go there and upload.
Do you remember
video.
going to Lion when my sister was in college?
Yeah.
We'd just take our Xboxes
Yeah.
and just we'd like, we're gonna go to a movie, so we'd take it over, hook it up to my sister's TV, get it to downloading stuff, and then leave, and then it'd be done by the time we was done
Yeah.
over at a movie.
That's funny.
Man, I wish I had good internet.
Me too. Me too.
I would love to stream games.
I know we can do so much more. The commoners.
I would actually be able to play the games that I've always wanted to play, like ESO, for instance.
Yeah.
I played that for a short amount of time and then couldn't play it anymore because I can't keep up with freaking updates.
I would like. I
30
think I would
gigs.
probably like playing multiplayer online games. I just never had internet good enough. So I mean, you're lagging
Well,
and
it used
can't connect.
to
And
when we played Call of Duty online all the time. We had my house internet for a month was a Verizon Jetpack
Yeah.
5 gigabytes, and I would play. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily
was
play
over.
every day
until it was out.
Yeah, but I mean, I could play 2-3 hours a night, a few nights a week, and no problem. It never went over. We never had a problem.
Yeah.
And that was us using it for just house internet. 5 gigabytes.
That's
How many do you have now?
100 and it's gone.
I have 100 gigabytes and can't get through the months with it.
I have 15.
But think about it. So stuff is so different.
Streaming.
Now.
Yeah.
Streaming has
Yeah.
killed it.
yeah.
And because of that, we're going to have to be given better internet because they're going to get away from DirecTV, they're going to get away from cable, and it's all going to become streaming and stuff. So they're going to have to give us better internet so they can
you know
keep
what?
selling
They,
us.
they
this stuff.
might not. They might make rural America have to have satellite TV just so those businesses don't ever go out.
No.
Dish and DirecTV are not making any effort.
Dish and DirecTV will. They will. I don't know.
They're not
I
making
don't know
any
if they're
effort
gonna-
to go into streaming or get your business. They're not
I guess
knocking
not.
prices down. Ours has been going up. We've had Dish Network since we moved into this house, pretty much. 10 or 12 years
when
ago.
I get HBO Max, I think I'm going to get rid of my DirecTV. No more.
Pretty much don't need any more. It's just sports. Sports
Yeah.
is the thing.
And that's the thing. And I'm sure that before long, you'll be able to stream your sports somehow. Like, I think my dad says he knows a way he's going to stream football. So, I don't know. And he might not watch it either.
If they're on like local network, big network like CBS, ABC, I think you can stream those online anyway, just on the websites.
Which I don't have to watch every NFL team. Like, my dad watches just about
So you got
all
the
16 games
Sunday
a week.
ticket.
Yeah. I'm good. I just need Seattle. I just want to watch Seattle every week.
Might not get to this year.
Might not. Might not be a season. Who knows?
Surely by then.
Well, can't go on my cruise. Cruise is going to be after the season started, so just no fans getting allowed to go.
Well, I am excited to see. They supposedly the release date for Elden Ring is supposed to be in December, but we'll see. That's the placeholder date. For
Good.
Release.
I'll play that game.
It was supposed to be, I believe, May of this year.
It was supposed to come out on this console.
But is this the Demon
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls.
It's
the
made
new
by
Dark Souls.
calling it that's kind of a stretch. It's the same maker, same creator, same. But it also has George R. R. Martin writing the storyline for it too.
I have a question. Are you a Crash Bandicoot fan?
Yeah.
Crash 4 has just been released. Or not released, announced.
I don't know that I have ever. I will definitely play it.
Yeah.
I've got 2 and 3 for the PS1, and I played them. I don't know that I ever beat them all the way through.
I bought the Insane Trilogy on my PS4, and apparently Crash Bandicoot 1 is the Dark Souls of old video games. That's what people say. It's so hard. It is so hard.
I mean, the others are too. It's kind of like Sly Cooper 1, where
that's a very easy game.
Unless you have like the horseshoe or whatever, you got one chance at it.
Right.
Crash dies so easy.
Have either one of you ever seen Cuphead?
Yeah,
Seen that?
that's a big thing right now. Yeah.
Cuphead.
Yeah, it's like the.
It looks like
2D.
old. It looks like old Mickey Mouse cartoon. It's like in that style.
Yeah.
But you're like shooting stuff on a screen.
Yeah.
It looks like I watched a one of those fast. Gosh, I'm just blinking. Where you try to beat a game really fast. Speed runs.
Yeah.
A speed run of that, and it was using glitches and stuff. It wasn't as stupid of glitches as
Like Skyrim.
yeah, not that kind of stupid. No.
Not pop a wheelie on a horse and
No,
fly
not
through
that,
the map.
not that bad of glitches. It was kind of cooler glitches. But yeah, it was very, very interesting. Cuphead looks kind of fun. I think you can play with. I think it is in room multiplayer. You can have multiple people playing.
Oh yeah. I think I've
So that's cool.
Like
Oh,
that.
like split screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, it's
that's
one screen, but you
refreshing.
just have both characters running around the same
yeah.
thing. That is something that video game developers are just getting so away from.
Yeah.
Is just the ability to play
It may
on the
not
same
be.
team.
It may not be worth the time.
Well, I mean,
Me and Dustin were talking about this. Borderlands 1 and 2, it had LAN connectivity. So even if you didn't want to play on the same screen, you could split screen.
Yeah.
But if you were in the same place and on the same internet or the same router, you were able to play without using internet. And they got rid of that for Borderlands 3. You can't. You have to connect.
But you can play split
online.
screen, right? Still.
You can play one-time split screen. I don't think you have 4 players.
Well, right, but 2. I think that's how the other ones are too, aren't they? You can't have 3 players on the same screen on Borderlands.
I remember we tried system linking that. That didn't.
And it never works.
Yeah, it never
Just
works.
Never could get to work. Yeah, system link and split screen are things of the past.
It's
and
weird.
It's great. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah.
You play especially like a campaign mode split screen. It's fun. I don't know.
Being able to get your buddy over on the couch right next to you and like both be playing.
Yeah, I don't
is
wanna
just-
have to-
It's awesome.
Sit at my own house to play with you
Yeah.
at your house. I want to
Stupid.
come over there. I don't get it.
The things we've like, just like in college, when you both came over, we did that Skyrim speedrun. We just had 3 different televisions, and like that's what it's become.
Yeah.
If you want to play together, you have to have 3 different
Right,
televisions that you're
right.
playing on.
And 3 different types of systems.
Consoles, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Xbox One.
Now,
Xbox 360.
something else I was going to talk about. I watched the EA live stream the other day, and like, not very many games like that I care about. The Squadrons does look cool. This is Star Wars Squadrons, where you're like the fighter pilots. It's
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like a flight simulating shooter kind of
That
game.
could be fun.
Could be fun. Doesn't look that good. The graphics look kind of rough, but everything they showed was cross-platforming. Every game, like a lot of them were like just the kind of. One of them was like Rocketeers or something. It was very much like Fortnite or something, but with rockets. That bullcrap kind of game, you know. But everything was cross-platforming, where you could play with someone who was on Switch, you could play with someone who's on PlayStation, you could play with someone on PC. I don't mobile phone might have been on there.
Wow.
But maybe not. Don't quote me on that one. But cross-platforming, apparently they're like trying to mend the rift of.
They need to.
And yeah,
because
you should be able to
why
play
not? Put them
games
all on the same server.
Right. If it's a cross-platform game, like if it's not, you should be able to play with whoever you're friends with, even if you can't agree on what
Makes the
platform.
network so much bigger.
One game I do know that has split screen that's a actual, I would say, modern game is. Have you ever played Ark Survival Evolved?
I have not. I know of
the
it. My
dinosaur
sister
game?
likes it.
Yeah, you can actually
Tay
play it
likes
split screen. You can play the game split screen.
Huh.
Yeah. I tell you a game I would love to play. It's one of those survival games online, but the reason I can't play is because the downloads are ridiculous. Is Conan Exiles. That
Conan?
game. Yeah, Conan Exiles. Yeah, it looks like it'd be really fun.
Never heard of that.
There was a game me and Dustin played a lot online. Was Dungeon Defenders 2, and it's just a kind of a tower defense game where you are like little. I think
I
had you play it in my house. It's very fun. My God, the downloads were horrible. Every week, like 20 gigabyte downloads. Every
what?
week.
Like that?
Yes.
For what?
They were just constantly working on it. I mean, it's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
I
they're
mean-
constantly trying to fix their game, and they're uploading new maps and new characters and stuff, and like they're doing a good fan service, but my God, you could not play unless you had it downloaded.
Right.
So you had to keep it updated, and it was just a data killer. Very fun game, but just couldn't keep up with that kind of
Yep. Imagine.
thing.
I remember here a while back whenever that Call of Duty Modern Warfare released, I was talking to one of my friends who had just bought it. He's like, yeah, this thing's got, I think he said 130 gigs, like an update and download. Like he's downloading the game manually anyway, and then also the update for it together was 130 something gigs. Which for me, that would be impossible because...
Of uninterrupted internet.
Well, yeah, and like the price of what I would have to pay because it's $30 for 15 gigs. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, $300.
Yeah.
No big deal. Unbelievable.
I just have to wake up at like 3 a.m. to turn on my free
it's
internet.
unlimited?
Yeah, my unlimited internet
Well,
from
at least you can
midnight
get
to 6
downloads
a.m. or
done.
something like that.
Get downloads done.
What's the download speed like?
It's pretty fast. I have good internet for my area. I pay a lot. It's just not good enough to really keep up with stuff. Like Friday the 13th. That's a game I would really have liked to have played a lot of.
Yeah.
And just can't because it's only online multiplayer.
Yeah. It looks like
Very
it'd be
cool
really
concept.
Yeah, really
Very
cool,
cool concept
fun
game.
looking game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh gosh, I played back when Roblox was like, I guess it still is a big thing. I played that for a little while, and I found out, by the way, that game eats through data really quickly.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, it eats through data really fast. Because I guess what it is it generates everything constantly. Like it's adding new stuff. Like basically the land mass and everything's constantly being added in. So it's like just downloading stuff constantly. So it eats through your data like really quickly. Like I think I used like 430 megabytes to download that game, and out of 15 gigs, and within 3 days of like playing it like 3 hours, it ate through all that.
Wow.
The bane of our existence here.
Yep, internet.
Internet.
Just so y'all know.
It's a struggle.
We have to work so much extra hard.
But what I was gonna say is there was a game type in that game. It was a Slender Man kind of thing, and you have like 3 or 4 people running around trying to hide from the Slender Man, and one of them is the Slender Man. And they're like constantly trying to hunt them down, and that's what it reminded me of. It's the Friday the 13th game.
Michael Myers lobby message for invite. Remember crap like that on Call of Duty? I think it was a similar thing. It was like a knives only mode.
Oh.
And people would set up like a private lobby, and you go join it, and they were playing this game they called Michael Myers. And
Where you just had to follow the rule of not using a gun.
yeah.
So you could get in there and
I
just
never
wreck
got
it.
in one that they were doing it right. But they would, it was like
TMNT
knife
version.
only, and I think somebody's and I don't remember how it was set. It was like capture the flag, or I don't remember. It was a weird.
Apparently there's a new Halo game coming out soon.
Yeah, Halo. Oh,
Infinite?
Infinite. Yeah.
Halo, not another one.
Don't care about Halo. One of the coolest gaming experience though I ever had was in college. We had like 6 people with Xboxes, This was Xbox 360 at the time, I think. Yeah, definitely, because I never had an Xbox One. And we were just in all over our apartment complex, and we all hooked up, and we were playing like 24-man Halo.
wow.
That's awesome.
That is
would be
awesome.
so
We
fun.
were like, we had like 4 people split screening in all the rooms, and we were all connected. And like we were playing. Is there a version like where you're a zombie or you're an
Yeah,
infected or something? And you're trying
yeah.
to chase people down and you tag them. It's almost like tag.
Flood.
Yeah.
Flood.
Yeah.
That was just a blast.
Yeah.
It was so
That would
fun.
be super fun.
I've played that online several times. A lot of different games of playing Flood. That is really, really fun. Cause
World of Warcraft. I have a weird love for World of Warcraft. But can't play that game. Played a lot in college because I had good internet.
Yeah.
Wasn't good at it. But
Is your
same.
internet just not good enough?
it's just not good enough. Even with 100 gigabytes and like super fast upload speed and download speed or whatever it takes, just games they lag.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, mine does too. I still try to play the best I can.
See, I've given it up. I mean, I'm not gonna. My wife likes to stream, so I'm not gonna take away her being able to watch some stuff on Netflix for me to have a horrible gaming experience online.
Well, anyway. So you're not playing D&D, so you want to come hang out with us?
I might.
We're going to go get some Taco Bell, I think.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go play video games.
Well, we are, but we're going to get Taco Bell first.
Okay.
I'm about to starve to death.
You gonna sign us out of here?
Yeah. So,
Don't make sure you don't have too much lettuce on that.
yeah. What do we normally say? That's it. That's it for the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Check out Tiger Skull RPG.
And our YouTube channel and our Facebook and Instagram at The Commoners Official.
And I'm gonna work on that TikTok.
Thanks for listening to Say It in Common with the Commoners of D&D. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to make sure you never miss an episode, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Commoners Official for news, updates, and exclusive content. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.